Good afternoon. Welcome to the California State Railroad Museum. We're excited to be coming to you live through the California State Parks Ports program. We're also very excited to announce that we will be reopening the museum in just a couple of days on April 1st. That is this Thursday. That'll be the first time we're open in a while. So if you are in the greater Sacramento area, maybe stop by, come check out some of our exhibits. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the culture, heritage, and traditions of the Sacramento area and its people. We acknowledge that we are standing on the tribal lands of Sacramento's indigenous people and recognize that Sacramento is the ancestral homeland of the Nisenan, Maidu, Miwok, and Miwok peoples. They were the original stewards of the land, and they have lived here since time immemorial. We recognize and honor the indigenous people of the Sacramento area, both those who have come before and those who are still here. Now today we'll be watching a short video about my first day here at the museum, and boy was it a unique one. It'll show you some of the important jobs that have kept the railroad going throughout its long history, as well as show how the world we live in today is in no small way shaped by the railroad. All right, but I'll stop blabbing on now and let us get to the fun part. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yes, I am.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lauren.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Railroad Museum. Things have been pretty quiet around here, but we're happy to have you on the team.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This place looks pretty cool. Yeah. But I do want to know, how do you get those patches?
Oh, these patches? Well, you're going to have to earn these.
How do I do that?
Don't worry about that just yet. Let me show you around first.
All right, but I will get them, right?
Yes, yes, you will. But come on, you have a lot to learn.
All right.
When he was 28 years old, Judah came to California, and he surveyed through the Sierra Nevada mountains to find a route for a railroad. And eventually, he completed his map. And then in 1862...
Whoa. I did much more than just draw a map.
Sorry, TJ. I didn't see you there.
What do you mean you didn't see me here? I'm always here, surveying all day long. Besides, this isn't all I did. I was a dreamer, a grand planner. I designed the Transcontinental Railroad.
You were there, but you're mannequin.
Come on, Jake, I have a lot to show you.
Want me to go with a mannequin?
I do. Good luck. TJ's got it from here. I'll see you both later.
This great railroad that I designed took about 6 years to build and connected California to the rest of the United States.
You built this whole thing?
Oh, no. I was a civil engineer, a planner, not a builder.
By the way, how long do you think this is going to take?
About 150 years.
Excuse me? What?
Hello? What's going on? Why is it dark in here? I can't seem to find my phone.
Here, follow my lantern.
Okay.
So, you wanted to know who built the railroad? Well, it was mostly built by Chinese immigrant labor. Originally attracted by the gold rush, the Chinese were already living in California before the start of construction on the Transcontinental Railroad. Charles Crocker, who was the chief of construction, actually originally hired only about 50 Chinese laborers. But he saw that they did such a good job that by the end, he had hired over 10,000 Chinese immigrant laborers.
Wow, that's a lot of workers. But I don't know anything about building a railroad. What'd they have to do?
Well, the Chinese had to do back-breaking work. It required them to grade roads, lay track, and dig tunnels through solid granite. And the mountains of the Sierra Nevadas were way too steep for them to build over, so they had to go through it 15 times, in fact. One of their more impressive accomplishments was actually the building of the Summit Tunnel. It was 1,658 feet long. I thought it was going to take them about 3 years to complete, but it actually only took them a year and a half.
That's still a really long time. What took so long?
Let me put it this way. These men were working on 4 surfaces without power tools or dynamite. They had to drill through the rock by hand, going about a foot at a time from the outside in and the inside out, working down in the dark where they can't see. You freaked out after like 2 seconds in the dark.
I can't imagine working like that.
Sure you can. In fact, it looks like you showed up to work here today. Here, give me that. And pick up that steel bar next to you. That is a star drill. The Chinese would work in teams of 2 or 3 and use those to drill holes into the rock. It would drill a 2-inch around, 2.5 foot long hole that they then would fill with black powder, a fuse, clay, and then, well,
Kaboom!
kaboom indeed. Are you ready to start your 12-hour shift?
No way, are you kidding? This thing's way too heavy.
Yes, I am. And by the sounds of it, it's time for us to get going. We need to get to the train station to buy our tickets.
I don't think time traveling agrees with me.
Come on, let's go get our tickets. Hey, Esther. How are you and the family?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Busy as always. My daughter Helen is actually upstairs studying right now. We're working on her spelling.
Oh, so she still wants to be a telegrapher like you? Has she learned the Morse code yet?
She has all of her letters down, but she's still working on putting it all together. And as for my son Tom, you know, the closest school is 30 miles away, so he is distance learning.
Oh no, what year is it? What is that sound?
That's a telegraph. Esther and her family here run this way station. Didn't you notice the lines outside?
Way station? Telegraph? You mean telephone?
No, telegraph. It was a means of long-distance communication invented in the 19th century by Samuel F.B. Morse. It used electricity to send messages, kind of like those, what do you call them, short messages?
Text messages?
Just go learn something. Talk to Esther here, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
All right. Hey, so what does a telegrapher do anyways?
Well, a telegrapher is responsible for the communication between the train dispatchers and the trains that are running on the rail.
Yeah, without her, rail travel would be a mess. Collisions, no one would know what's going on, delays. She keeps everything moving.
Basically, I copy the train's orders and I relay those to the train's crew. I also report passing trains to the train dispatchers. I do it all using Morse code.
Wow, that's pretty cool. How'd you get out here?
Well, my husband works for the railroad, and he thought it would be a good idea for me to help out. You know, at first they thought that it would be too hard for me to learn. But I've always gotten good grades, I'm a fast learner, and I picked it up pretty quickly. I still get paid less than William and all the other men that work down at the station in town. You know, I'm faster and more accurate, and I still get paid 3/4 less than what the men get paid.
Wow.
But, you know, there's not a lot of people out here that can do my job, so I like to do it. And hopefully when Helen's ready, she'll be helping me out too. And speaking of the kids, they baked some biscuits. Would you like one for your rail?
Yeah, don't mind if I do.
Oh no, we better get going. You've got this one, right? I haven't made a dime since 1863.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh, what the heck? I can't seem to find my phone, and all I have is Apple Pay.
Apples? I don't think we have any use for apples. We have an apple tree in the back already.
Here, I've got some gold. Thanks. Don't lose these, all right?
All right, all right.
All right, let's get going.
What the heck?
Whoops, I can fix that.
Wait, are we sleeping here? Where are we going?
Hold your horses. You'll see in a second.
What'd that do?
Patience.
All right.
Sup, Atticus?
Ah, you've got another one. Who's this?
This is Jake, the new Park Aide. How are you?
So busy, so tired.
Well, take a load off. Mind telling us a little bit about your work?
I'm not usually able to speak this frankly, but as a Pullman porter, I regularly work 48 to 60 hours a week without rest. My job is to guard the train while others are sleeping and help passengers overnight. There's so much to do all day long, and I'm expected to be attentive and fresh all night. The lack of sleep has really taken its toll. I know porters who have fainted and fallen while en route because of the lack of sleep. Just last month, I worked 400 hours. I'm supposed to get a few nights off to rest soon, but last month, Pullman made me double and triple back so much that I worked 23 straight days.
23 days straight? Couldn't you just call out sick or something?
Refusing a double or triple out is risky for us. Porters have been fired for refusing.
What's a double or triple out?
That's when they skip over your days off and you're put straight onto the next line.
Geez, that sounds hard and definitely not fair. I can't believe you don't have any time off.
You're very right, young man. It's not fair. Other train workers get rest periods overnight to sleep, and the Order of Sleeping Car Conductors got their all-white workers a 240-hour work month. Anything over that, they get paid overtime.
Wait, you don't even get overtime pay?
No, that's why I joined the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. We're fighting for rest periods and for adequate pay. Right now, a lot of our salary is paid by tips, so if we try to get some shut-eye, then it'll come right out of my pocket.
That's rough. Have you thought about leaving?
Yes, the conditions are rough, but I've used this job to support my family and become a leader in my community. I'm from a rural town, and we don't get the newspaper, the Chicago Defender. I help spread information to the Black community over thousands of miles. I already got to get back. Oh, by the way, where's your ticket?
Uh-oh. You
Sorry,
had
TJ.
one job. One job. Well, we gotta get out of here.
The Pullman porters were actually essential to the movement of information throughout the country. Did you catch that bit about the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Car Porters? Well, their leader, A. Philip Randolph, was actually the one who invited Martin Luther King Jr. to the March on Washington in 1963.
It's not the one that had the I Have a Dream speech?
Yep, that's the one. Not like too long ago, where thousands of people took to the streets to demand equality.
Yeah, you're right. It really wasn't too long ago. Those men really made a difference.
Yep, but it wasn't all men.
Yeah, I think I know what's going to happen here. What? Let me guess, your name's Rosie.
My name's not Rosie. My name's Donna, and I'm far too busy to be talking to you right now. Don't you see we have a war to win?
War? What war?
What war? Don't you know anything? Why do you think I'm out here? I'm out here because so many of our men are off overseas fighting the Second World War. Me and so many other women like me are out here keeping the railroads alive. I mean, this job isn't even as easy as it looks. I'm out here 6 days a week, up close to these steam engines, and in the summertime, it gets hot. At the end of the day, all the dirt and the grime is a reminder of a job well done. But some other women I know, they have a lot worse off. Other workplaces are segregated, and African Americans and Latinas have the hardest jobs.
Why are we so concerned about keeping the railroad alive? Can't we just take cars for a little while?
It's not just the passengers we're worried about. We're shipping all the supplies needed to keep our factories going and spitting out supplies left and right for our soldiers. There's no way we can win this war without keeping our industries alive. Since the United States entered the war, we've created half the world's airplanes. Wow. So there's no way they can keep up that production without what we do. We have to keep our factories connected. Before the war, these jobs were all too manly for women. But now that all the guys are fighting overseas, us women have stepped up to take these victory jobs. And now that I'm here, I don't think I ever want to leave. Like, I really like it, and the pay is really well. And at the end of the day, I like knowing that I'm making a difference. And I think that sooner or later, a lot of these manly jobs are going to be taken up by women anyway. I think one day we're going to have a female president or even vice president.
Well, actually,
Careful now, you better not mess up the space-time continuum.
yeah, you're right. Wow, I really underestimated women on the railroad.
A lot of people did. From the enslaved women of the South to the railroadettes of the Southern Pacific, women played an important role in the railroads. In fact, women held 99 different positions that were previously held by men. But unfortunately, when the soldiers came home, they took their job back and refused to work with women.
Yeah. You weren't kidding when you said it's just going to take 150 years. Can't we stop for lunch or something?
Nope, we got one more stop.
Okay.
Hey, new guy. Oh, God. Get to sort.
Better get to it. Hey, Bob, are you coming or going?
Going this time. We're about 100 miles into the 500-mile trip to Memphis. Then after that, it's right back to Chicago.
Life of an RPO clerk never stops, does it?
It surely does not. I remember when I was as green as this guy. They didn't let just anyone be an RPO clerk. You had to prove you were the best of the best. I take a test every 6 months to prove that I can sort this mail with 99% accuracy. And fast. Nobody wants to work alongside a slow RPO clerk. Which reminds me, faster! You need to sort faster! I just don't think this new guy's gonna cut it. They keep sending us volunteers from the regular post office. And then there's this darn cartoon character, Mr. Zip, and using zip codes to sort mail, they cut our funding and we can't afford to replace retiring clerks. They keep sticking us with these temps. Oh, hey, we're coming up on the load of post office.
Oh, thank God. When we stop, I can finally catch up.
We don't stop at every little town that we pass through. That hook does its job pretty well. That's where we got the bag that you're working on now. Hey, there's actually mail. The last couple of runs, they haven't even bothered to put the bag up. It looks like you're almost done there, and that's a good thing because there's another bag coming right at you.
Yeah, I think there's just one more left. It's addressed to me.
Open it.
My package.
Hey, Bob, I think you're gonna have to get this one on your own. We're off.
Does this mean I passed? Thanks, DJ. That was actually fun.
Hey, congratulations. Looks like your mission was successful. Thanks for showing him around, TJ.
Oh, no problem.
Hey, I hear we have another new Park Aide starting next week. Do you think you can pop by again?
Oh, I guess.
Awesome. See you later.
We're excited to have you here. Welcome to the team.
Thanks, but I still can't seem to find my phone.
Here, you'll need this more.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our video today. From Theater Judah to the Railroadettes to the RPO clerks, our modern world was made possible thanks to the amazing achievements of individuals and their lived experiences. The railroad played an instrumental role in connecting this nation in the civil rights movement and the women's rights movement in World War II. Here at the Railroad Museum, we are tasked with preserving these legacies and achievements and upholding their traditions. We believe that the story of the railroad is best told through the story of its people, and hopefully you do as well. It isn't the engines or bolts that make the railroad so important. It's the way individuals use the opportunities on the railroad to change their lives in the modern world. Today, we saw how Chinese workers worked in physically demanding jobs to build not just the Transcontinental Railroad, but also a better life for themselves and their families. We saw a Pullman porter use his experiences on the sleeper car to kickstart a political revolution. And we saw Donna help the Allies win World War II. The railroad wasn't built around our towns were built around the railroad. Hopefully these examples have helped put that into better perspective. All right, and just as a reminder, we are opening in just a few days. That'll be on April 1st, and I promise that is not an April Fool's joke. It's just a couple days, so check out our website for more information on our reopening. as well as some digital activities, all that fun stuff. It'll be at californiarailroad.museum. So once again, that is californiarailroad.museum. All right, thanks everybody for joining us today. We'll see you next time.